the thing that takes time to do is like all things are good that takes time. Good things take time. But in measures of states of emergency, drastic calls are made with whimsical decisions. Some of these can lead to not a heart of gold, but a heart of coal. What of course this would mean is a clump of coal equal to the pressure it would take to pump that. Not a friendly outcome. Definitely not preferable. We're in something provocative. This is where I would see these scarves around females and they would be so bushy, almost to the tune of a lion's mane. And this would be provocative because it would be covering up the chest area. Specifically, when their chest area becomes saggy. I hope that's not too unadulterated, but it's provocative because they're covering any measure of what means, whatever hell that means. The dire straits in the barrens have become barren. And so a different thing take a deep breath. A thing that was just the decoy, so I don't have to explain this other thing. Where at a distance I saw the Adidas logo look like a pecker because a head was on the other end and it was having some stars around the point on the opposite end. So what this means is that would look a lot more like a pecker if you were inside a hypnotic state. And all this means is what Bill Cosby did with precludes or something clues, spiking a drink and then having that thing look bad as your reality. That's how far-fetched being provocative is. But if you're a kid on Adderall, it might very well be seeing as the same thing. And a step further, where when you look at books that have been written by these leaders from the 60s up until now, Hershinger and all these writings of people from the Davos group. I hate when people say the word group, but in math there's group theory, so there's no two ways around that. And they have on scales of the entire world, and so when you have those massive scales, the hypnotic stature is something of a lot more realistic without having a direct influence of date rape drugs like what Bill Cosby gave. Because what the person in the deposition said, that they saw him and then everything was hazy. So that hazy state, if you're looking at a shirt I saw back there, it looked almost like a provocative, unadulterated kids t-shirt promoting a tellywhacker. Hard pill to swallow, no pun intended. The difference of the two is, of course, how a color orange is more bold if you have more substance that has the color orange. The name the deep blue sea has much to do with the ocean being blue, but its deep blue comes at a richness of, because there's a massive quantity of water, you see a better quality of color. Such is the case of any color if it is emboldened with a huge embodiment. That is in terms how to quantify a hypnotic stature or substance, simply by enhancing volume. If your entire life was just because you couldn't find a bulb. Back in the olden days, they did these extravagant get-togethers where the whole town would go and look at what is going on in the science realm. These guys would be like a circus sideshow act showing how a light bulb turns on. Everyone's never seen one, and some of them may even had gotten some after, if they were lucky. And so I'm bringing this to you because it's like, when there's rain droplets inside of a giant facility, if it's not well insulated because it was built cheap, it is a keen sense that I gain where I can feel the pressure of the humidity drop just before a heavy rainfall. Why that's important is because I think, play a game, how gross are you? You list everything that is a daily occurrence that you can't help. Outside, my nose runs. I have sleepy seeds and body odor. The list goes on. And you can keep listing things, but it's important to know at what point does it become defiant of your body structure just being part cells. And that's part of cell life. But something more provocative than that would be if HIV is everywhere, and even if you've never had fellatio and you get HIV, that's not fair. Just because disease ran rapid, because nothing was able to be properly processed. Quite frankly, offsetting is the entire science community, which science is all math-based, and math is all puzzles. Quite frankly, what's been puzzling the last 3 months, 3 years, rather than, is just the unknowing of biomaterial. I should know, I'm one of them. In producing waste, how much is it dangerous when it's put in different areas of your body, especially the lungs? Something as boring as dissecting mathematics is only the key to understanding the key of the key. Something as exciting as video games could be something where rollback netcode has the exact dynamic of which what holds life in your body. How many things shutting down turns you off, or turns you on, quite frankly, if you like things that are created by God. But are those of some people who would like hell on earth be none rather than them around them experiencing their future, whereas their fate, everyone around you isn't going to heaven, but they're here now. Creating around you is a certain place in the future of planet Earth where it is doomed. But does that have to be the fate of people sold out in order to have things made by slave labor inside of their company so they can have extra vacation money or secure their family's interest? Do you know all the products inside of a store are from families that had made a name for themselves? Well, all those products in store are being thrown under a bus if the store's name brand has all products made from a country with slave labor, because if they shut their store down in order for you only to look the part, then all those companies, name brands, Dunkenheimer, one of them, have ostensibly been thrown under the bus with everyone. So in the game of naturally occurring things, when bad stuff occurs, like bio-waste gets out of hand, you lose touch of your sensibility, and then your body craps out of every orifice. And so that's a lot more than just getting sleepy seeds out of your tear ducts. But if you're to list off everything that has to do with upkeep, you can literally define your entire anatomy with a definite amount. There's a certain amount of things you can write down on a piece of paper that has to do with upkeeping yourself. But is 3 too many? For that battery to be your cardiovascular system, how closely is that to your immune